Imagine booking a quiet room in a well-kept hotel, only to discover the person who stayed there before you was never seen leaving. But here's the unsettling part. When staff entered the room, everything looked perfectly normal, as if no one had ever stayed there at all. What would you think if someone could vanish from a locked hotel room without a single trace, as though they were erased from existence? It began like any ordinary check-in. A lone traveler arrived at a mid-range hotel on a rainy evening, suitcase in hand, tired but polite. He gave his name, showed his ID, and was assigned to room 209. The receptionist remembered him clearly, noting nothing unusual about his appearance except perhaps a quiet, distracted demeanor. He signed the guest book, took his key, and made his way upstairs. Surveillance cameras captured him entering the elevator, pressing the button, and stepping out on the second floor. But here's where the trail begins to blur. The camera facing the hallway should have recorded him walking to his room. It didn't. Instead, the man simply never appeared on that footage. Yet the keycard system confirmed his door opened at the exact time he would have arrived. He was inside. Somehow, without being seen, he reached his room. The night passed quietly. No neighbors reported noise. No one saw him in the lobby again. By morning, staff noticed his car still parked outside. Noon checkout came and went, but he didn't appear. Eventually, housekeeping was asked to check the room. What they found baffled them. The bed was neatly made, the bathroom dry, and the towels untouched. On the desk sat the room key, perfectly placed in the center, as if deliberately positioned. His suitcase, gone. His clothes, gone. His wallet and ID, also gone. The room looked as though no one had stayed there, and yet the guest log, the surveillance footage of him entering the elevator, and the receptionist's memory all confirmed he had been there just hours before. But here's the twist nobody expected. Hotel records showed that the electronic keycard had not been used again since the moment he first entered. The door never opened, at least not officially, so how did he leave carrying all his belongings, without triggering the lock, without appearing on camera, and without a single soul noticing? Investigators were called. Police combed through every frame of security footage. They scanned the stairwells, the emergency exits, even the service hallways used by staff. Nothing. It was as though the man had stepped into his room and then dissolved into thin air. Speculation spread quickly. Some whispered about a meticulously planned disappearance. Others suggested foul play, maybe an accomplice inside the hotel who helped him escape undetected. But if that were the case, why would he bother checking in at all under his real name? Why leave behind the car, the reservation, the receptionist's testimony? Theories only grew darker. Some believed he never checked out because he never intended to. Perhaps he was running from something or someone, using the hotel as a brief hideout. But if so, who was chasing him? No reports surfaced of a missing man under that name. No family came forward. His identification shown at check-in later turned out to be a fake. But here is the most chilling clue. The name he gave matched no one in official records. Not a driver's license, not a passport, not a tax file. It was a ghost identity. The address printed on the ID card led to an empty lot in another city. Whoever this man was, he had gone to great lengths to make sure no one could trace him. But that only deepened the question. If he wanted to vanish, why create such a spectacle of doing it inside a hotel where every movement is tracked? As word spread, paranormal explanations crept into the conversation. Guests began to whisper about the vanishing man of room 209. Some claimed the hotel was cursed. A few said they saw shadows moving under the door late at night, long after the man had supposedly disappeared. Housekeepers reported strange feelings when cleaning the room, like being watched, though no one was inside. The hotel owners dismissed these stories as rumor. But behind closed doors, Staff admitted something unsettling. Years earlier, another guest had disappeared from the same floor under eerily similar circumstances. He had checked in, been seen entering his room, and was never witnessed leaving. That case had quietly gone cold, buried under paperwork and forgotten until this new mystery reignited it. Coincidence, or something more sinister? Skeptics argue it's nothing paranormal at all, that the man staged his disappearance with precision, slipping past cameras by exploiting blind spots. But experts reviewing the footage insist there were no blind spots large enough to move luggage unnoticed. The stairwell cameras functioned, the lobby cameras functioned, every angle was accounted for. Unless he found a way to move invisibly, the escape route remains impossible. And yet, the hotel was not built with any hidden tunnels, according to blueprints later examined. No secret exits, no forgotten hallways, just ordinary walls, rooms and doors. So how do you explain a man vanishing from a sealed room with no record of departure? But here's the detail that makes everything even more disturbing. Weeks after the incident, a housekeeper found something odd lodged under the bed frame of room 209. It was a scrap of paper, folded many times over, with strange symbols scribbled in ink. Not letters, not numbers, just strange geometric shapes, circles intersecting with triangles, drawn with eerie precision. No guest had reported losing such a note. No one could identify what it meant. Some claimed it resembled occult markings. Others insisted it looked like a kind of code, a cipher waiting to be broken. But despite attempts, no one ever decoded the message. It remains an artifact of the mystery, one chilling breadcrumb left behind after a man who officially doesn't exist walked into a hotel and never walked out. Imagine staying in that room, knowing that not once, but twice, a person had disappeared from within its walls. Imagine trying to sleep while wondering whether the next morning you'd still be there at all. The hotel eventually closed the room to guests, citing maintenance issues. But insiders whispered it was to keep curious thrill seekers away from whatever had happened there. To this day, the room remains locked, its curtains drawn, its bed untouched. So who was the man in room 209? Was he a criminal hiding under a false name who executed the perfect disappearance? Was he abducted, silently removed by someone who knew how to bypass every security measure without leaving a trace? Or was something darker, something unexplainable at work? Nobody knows. And perhaps that's the most frightening truth of all. Because when you check into a hotel, you assume you'll check out again. But what if one day you didn't?